Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking at the clouds and a little bit of light rain over the last 24 hours. We'll talk about that in just a second. Beautiful sunny day yesterday, cloudy and damp overnight, but not a whole lot of rain. As far as what are we going to be looking for the next couple of days? Well, some folks have wanted some rain, and they are going to get it. This is probably going to be one of the first times in several weeks that much of the state, if not all of the state, is going to get some precipitation, at least a half inch, and in some cases, a little bit more than that. We'll get into that as far as the forecast goes. Along with me also here at Radio Center, very happy to have Andy Bernia with American Crystal Hybrids. We'll be talking to Andy in just a moment as we take a look at the sugar beet crop, and obviously we're still at the beginning of the harvest season with the sugar beets this year. It's been some tough digging, some hard digging, and again, Andy will have a little bit more information for us on that. Mostly cloudy with a glimpse of sun. We should get it as we move through the day, and with the help of that sun, our temperatures should work their way up at least into the middle 60s, if not warmer. Matthew, what do you have on the thermometer right now?
Well, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 54. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 55. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 56. We have south winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 30.03, and it's falling.
One of the big differences as far as our weather goes is that wind direction and wind speed. We just haven't had much wind at all to talk about over the past several weeks, 5-10 miles per hour. That's been about it. We'll get a little bit stronger wind out of the south as we go through the day today. And tonight, we're going to be looking at wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour coming out of the south. That south wind is going to be bringing some mild temperatures. We should work our way up to about 67. That's mild for this time of the year because we should be looking at 60 degrees. That's it. Cloudy skies, but that glimpse of sun. And then mostly cloudy tonight, 56 for a low, but then clearing up as we go into the overnight hours. You're going to see some stars out there tonight. There will be a chance, though, after midnight, moving into the early morning hours tomorrow, of seeing once again a chance of some scattered spotty sprinkles or light rain shower activity. As far as Saturday goes, it's not going to be a total washout. Matter of fact, I think probably the best chance of seeing any precipitation on Saturday would be Saturday afternoon, and it is going to be scattered shower activity. Probably, when I say afternoon, after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So if you've got some work that you need to get done and you don't have to worry too much about any precipitation overnight tonight, which you shouldn't, you're going to be working in temperatures close to 70 degrees tomorrow. Again, all of that a function of a low pressure system and a high pressure system working together to pull some warmer, moist air up into the Ohio River Valley and eventually here into Michigan. Clouds will be moving in the morning, scattered shower activity in the afternoon. 72 will be our high, 57 will be our low. Then Saturday night, especially after midnight, we'll have a pretty good chance of seeing a little bit of rain. And by that, I mean over an inch of rain is likely in a number of areas. We could possibly pick up as much as 2 inches of rain as we work our way through Saturday night and all day on Sunday. Sunday, we'll have a rainy day, but then getting a little bit closer to sunset on Sunday night, everything will be moving off to the east, so we won't see much of anything in the way of inclement weather. So Sunday's high will be right around 60 degrees. Long range outlook. Now we're talking to take us all the way through the 30th of the month. We're going to be watching at or above normal as far as our temperatures go, below normal as far as the precipitation is concerned. Andy, kind of interesting as far as our weather goes. It's been a busy preseason harvest, and most of the producers have been doing okay.
Yeah, they've been chucking right along on their schedule for early digs, and most of the growers appreciate having the opportunity to get the beets out a little bit quicker and get some work out, load done, and it benefits the company and that they're keeping the factories running and kind of working the bugs out of those factories as they go through their early season here. And sounds like the factories are really starting to get into their stride now and running a lot better and more reliable. And so I think things are progressing pretty well.
Now, again, they've been talking about the 27th is piling.
Yeah, 27 has been set as a tentative date. I think the board, they're going to have a meeting on Monday, I believe, to kind of review that, look at the long-term weather and see if the temps are going to be right and all that good kind of jazz, and then kind of make a more formal decision. But it's looking like the 27th, which is pretty late. Normally, well, I can remember when I first started, October 15th was kind of our normal date for permanent pile. And then it was kind of the October 20th and then kind of the 25th. And now we're kind of playing with the 1st of November. So
happy Halloween.
I guess, our weather keeps changing and keeps getting warmer, and it presents problems for us on the sugar beet side. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now you have how many test plots?
This year we have 5. Normally we have 6. We lost one this spring when we had that big wind out our way there, Tuscola County. We lost the trial there, but we have five trials this year. 2 of them harvested so far. Respectable yields in all of them. I think they were both of them were kind of low to mid 30s, so pretty respectable yields, I guess, for this year. The yields have been coming in a little bit lighter across the growing area with this drought. It's had a lot of negative impact on the potential for the crop. So I think if we start getting into the 30s, that's going to be on the high side this year.
And again, with the drier weather, sugar content is up.
Yeah, sugar content has been good. And I think one of the real positive things is when we had that last decent rain, we didn't see a real big drop off in the sugar content. The sugar per ton number stayed up there pretty decent. So I kind of think we're in a position that even if we do get a significant rain over the weekend here, we may see a little short-term dip. But I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a good, high-quality crop.
So the differences between all of the 5, not much difference? Or quite a bit of difference?
Well, this year so far, in the 2 trials that I've seen, I think we were talking about that a little bit earlier. The differences between the varieties is always one that's better than another, but from top to bottom, there wasn't a huge variation in the trials that I've seen so far. But within the growing area, we are seeing quite a lot of variability. It just depends where we got some rain and where we didn't get a rain, and it can be vastly different sometimes within a mile or 2. Of one area getting an extra rain and another one didn't. So,
and we had the opportunity to talk to Jeff and Mike that work with you a little bit earlier here this morning, and Mike is over in the Croswell area,
right?
And it's a little bit different over there.
Yeah, for sure. They're a little more impacted by Lake Huron. It's a little cooler there, so kind of that southeast corner there is definitely a little bit different weather pattern, and they didn't have quite as much disease pressure. Yields, the crop seems to be a little bit better. You move north from there, you get up in that Ubley area, and things were a little tougher there. But and then kind of back here in the Richville area and Jeff's area was kind of ground zero for some of this leaf spot pressure we had, but they had maybe a little more heat and water, I think, earlier in the growing season that propelled it. And then kind of almost the worst case scenario is you turn dry after being wet. So they were maybe a little on the wet side to start with and then got dry.
But again, a little bit further to the west, you're talking Gratiot County.
Yeah, Gratiot County seems to be doing pretty well. We're hearing good numbers over there. The last trial that I did earlier this week was over in Gratiot County area, and yeah, we had pretty decent yields there.
So the opportunity, obviously, you love farming, you love agriculture, but you need to make money in order to make it work. And at this stage of the game, it looks like the sugar industry is, Well, it's a little bit better, I think, than some of the other crops right now, but everybody's feeling the pressure, aren't they?
Yeah, totally. And we send in reports corporately to our teams, every couple of weeks, and I've been really pounding on that. The farm gate, the economy for the farmers is just really tough. They're getting squeezed. Input costs, we're part of that, is obviously have been going up. We're hoping to have a little relief for you on that, but the sugar market's been down a little bit. Sounds like there's some positive news there that might be starting to turn around, but it won't come real quick. But with sugar beets and being a grower-owned company, we're vertically integrated, so we do have a little more control of our own destiny, so to speak. So I think it'll come around.
Yep. Andy, thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Terry. Appreciate it.
You bet. Andy Bernia with ACH Seeds. Matthew, who's up deck with us here coming up?
Yeah, coming up next, we have Kevin Pike from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Their agents can be reached directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can give the office a call in Reese at 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency, their motto is, be prepared. We say good morning to Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. Kevin, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, Terry. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Well, it looks like you finally persuaded the guys to give you some good prices.
Yeah, I could definitely get used to this.
Not bad at all. I saw soybeans. They were having a pretty good day.
Oh, yeah, soybeans have definitely had a good day. I think they're finding some strength in the soy meal market. Then also Brazil is starting to tighten up some of their premiums with the U.S. holding $1 premium advantage over Brazil right now. That'll be pretty hard for China to ignore with the reports coming in that they still need about 9 million metric tons of beans to cover that East to January.
And as far as the corn goes, everybody else is kind of following suit. I even see the wheat is up a penny.
Yeah, with the corn, we've actually risen above our 100-day moving average. That was the first time since mid-September, and they're also finding some strength from funds buying up some futures. And then there was a good uptick in production numbers with ethanol production. And on the wheat side, they're still hanging around those new contract lows. There's still some pressure coming from Argentina, Australia, with them increasing their wheat crop estimates.
Boy, there's some really good-looking wheat around right now, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. We've been getting some good fertilizing on there. We've gotten some high-efficiency fertilizers we've been spreading around there.
Get it on just in time for some rain, huh?
Yeah, I think that's going to be much needed here coming up this weekend.
Boy, I guess so. So right now on the board, what do you have?
Yeah, on the board, we got cash and new crop wheat is up 1 at 484 on the white, 409 on the red. Cash and new crop corn is up 1 at 358, and cash and new crop soybeans is up 7 at 933.
Kevin, you take care. Have a great weekend, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
Will do. Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what we're doing on those markets. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. That's right, 1895. If somebody says, well, have you ever seen this? The chances are Thumb Bank has seen it. They've seen a lot in all the years that they've been working with agriculture. That's why you can deal with them confidently, because they've seen it. They've worked through it. History is something that they've got right there on the desk to take a look at. They keep up with the changes in the industry as well as changes in your operation. Get to know them firsthand and talk some concerns that you might have, and also some thoughts about planning for 2026. 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay Area. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, what are we looking at right now?
Happy days are still here.
How about that? I remember
Gold and
that.
silver hit a new high overnight last night, losing it today. The stock market kind of took a little bit of a major hit overnight, but Trump talked it back this morning before it opened, so we're okay. That's about all that's going on. Here's your numbers. The December corn is 423.5, up 1 3/4 cents. March corn 437 3/4, up 2 1/4. November soybeans 1017 1/4, up 6 1/2. The January soybeans 1035 1/2, up 7. December wheat 503 3/4, up 1 1/4, and March wheat 520 1/2, up 1 3/4. The crude oil 56.93, down 6 cents. Heating oil is 216.92, up 1 1/2 cents. Gasoline is 182.65, up 1 1/2 cents. Natural gas is 401 1/2, up 7 cents. Currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4047 Canadian, that's down 5 ticks. The dollar buys 150.29 yen, down 13 ticks. The euro's at 116.70, down 17 ticks. And the dollar's at 98.45, up 12 ticks. Gold's at 42.5370, down 34.80 an ounce, and it hit 43.75 overnight. Silver's at 50.73. That's down $2.35, and it hit 53.42 overnight. And then platinum is at 1639.20. That's down $115.90, and they did not get a new high overnight. And copper's at 492.30. That's down a nickel. $100 here, 5 cents here. Potato, whatever.
Kind of a wild ride, wouldn't you say?
Oh my God.
You have a nice weekend, Doug.
Thank you, too.
All righty. We'll talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They're your Dairyland Seed headquarters. So now's the time to be talking to the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. A little concerned with what you should be doing this fall with the land. Even some thoughts about what you should be doing next year. Vic Huffer, he's the guy you should be consulting with. He's got answers to a lot of the questions that you've got. Remember, serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. We'll be right back.
The versatile Kubota B-Series is a do-it-all tractor. Run powerful attachments that can be easily switched out. It features a hydrostatic transmission and is simple to maintain. The Kubota B-Series. It makes the hard work look easy. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
Everybody you talk to, and of course Andy was no different, they're concerned about the economy in agriculture. Well, what are farmers concerned about? It doesn't take much to get the research on it. Well, let's find out. slide over to Michigan Ag Today's feature on what are farmers concerned the most about.
It's no surprise, high input cost remains the top concern, followed by the risk of low output prices for crops and livestock.
That's Jim Mintert, Professor Emeritus of Agricultural Economics at Purdue University, referring to the results from the latest Purdue Ag Economy Barometer survey.
But the interesting thing that showed up these last 2 months, and that is this availability of inputs. At one point, availability of inputs had dropped all the way to, I think, maybe 5% of the people choosing that as a top concern. In August, it was 10%. This month is 14%. And that caught my eye. That's still not a huge percentage, but 14% saying availability of inputs. That's interesting.
That was a surprise, and that put it in third place.
That's Michael Langemeyer, Director of the Purdue Center for Commercial Agriculture.
My guess is that it's related to what's going on with tariffs, and people are concerned about availability of things that we import, whether the tariffs could raise the prices and make things hard to get.
Both Mintert and Langemeyer draw the connection to another survey response from farmers.
The related question is, do you expect the increased use of tariffs by the U.S. to strengthen or weaken the U.S. ag economy in the long run? In April and May, 70% of the respondents said they thought tariffs were going to strengthen the ag economy in the long run. This month, it's down to 51%. So it's still a majority, but people are losing confidence.
They're losing confidence long term.
Farmers at heart. At Beck's, that's who we are. For over 100 years, the Beck family has lived and farmed in central Indiana. Today, we're proud to serve a dedicated community of farmers in Michigan. To us, helping farmers succeed means so much more than just being a great seed supplier. Our family of employees and dealers are committed to helping farmers seek new challenges, push boundaries, and innovate in an ever-changing industry. That's what makes Beck's different. We love what we do. We are and will remain farmers at heart.
Along with us right now, we have Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid. Stephanie, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Well, all eyes are to the skies right now. It looks like we're going to get some rain.
It does. We got a little bit of rain here at home last night, not enough to slow things down too much. But the forecast for the next couple of days looks like we're going to get enough to push us out of the fields for a while.
What's going on in the fields right now, Stephanie? What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing soybean harvest getting close to wrapping up. There's still beans out there, but we've made some really good progress here for being mid-October. Super dry beans because it got nice and warm, so they were taking off, below 9% soybeans in some cases. I've seen guys start corn. I've heard anything from the high teens to low 20s for moisture, all the way up to almost 30. So I think depending upon where you're at and how that rain fell this summer is going to determine when you can get out there and start harvesting dry corn.
Quality of the crops?
I haven't heard anything off. I did hear about a little bit of disease in the corn, kind of hurting and slowing down harvest a little bit, but nothing, super concerning yet.
And as far as the soys go, I know they were really dry.
They were very dry. Like I said, they were, 8-9% in some cases. And we got a little bit of moisture that helped bring those back up a little bit. If they're not done, I think this rain will actually help get those back to a better moisture for harvest.
Pretty nice looking wheat fields. We had a chance to talk to Kevin over at Star of the West, and we're pretty impressed with what we're seeing around the immediate area here. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing we just started to come up, but again, we've had some perfect weather to get things seeded, that we've had a little bit of moisture after some of that wheat went in. I think this rain that we have coming the next couple of days, we'll see some dramatic differences and get some good establishment of that crop.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yes, for sure.
You take care, Stephanie. Have a good weekend. All right.
You too. Thank you.
Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid. Along with us right now, Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. And Chuck, the landscapes all around, one thing that you see a lot of are ornamental grasses.
Yeah, and they're a wonderful addition to our landscapes. They provide color, texture, beauty, interest the whole year round, especially when you leave them intact late fall and early winter. When you leave them intact throughout the winter, it allows the plumes and foliage to kind of add some interest to an otherwise, barren landscape throughout the winter, and also cover for birds. But it also can make a mess throughout the winter. They can plumes dry out, break off, blow around in your yard. So any time between now and the end of November is really a good time to cut them back. If you trim them back now, it's going to allow that light and air to the base of the plants quickly when temperatures begin to warm in early spring. And, we've had plenty of times where we get that early melt and warm spell early on in March. And if you also, by trimming it now, it gives you that head start on dividing grass plants. If you're going to need to do that in the spring, everything's going to be cleaned up so you can do your dividing right away in the spring when the weather permits.
All righty. You have a nice weekend, Chuck. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week. We'll be right back.
You can't do the same thing and expect different results. So here's some advice. Change the seed and you'll change the game. Zitavo soybean seed is the seed you've always wanted. It's been tested again and again, going through at least 12 quality control protocols because 11 wasn't enough. All to ensure that you get consistent performance from every seed that can pay off with better soybean yield. Zitavo soybean seed is ready to raise the bar for soybeans. Are you? Learn more at xitavosoybeanseed.com. Always read and follow label directions.
My dad has a solution for everything, whether it's some obscure tool in his toolbox or Liberty herbicide to deal with tough weeds. Now I'm continuing what he started by using Liberty Ultra herbicide from BASF, the best Liberty yet. It delivers 20% better weed control than generics thanks to its Liberty Lock formulation, and it's got easier handling too. So thanks, Dad, for teaching me to use Liberty Ultra herbicide. It's nice to know that good weed control decisions run in our family. Always read and follow label directions.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stay tuned for that. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour.